Welcome, Kurt Steinmuller.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Happy to have you. Glad you're here. You were a comic. You're an LA comic.
Yes.
And also, do you want to talk about other things you do, or you just want to leave it at that?
I'm trying to think. No, LA comic, and then I make short films and stuff.
You were just telling me you're working on one.
Yeah.
When is it coming out?
Definitely before Christmas.
Definitely. Okay, I love that.
Yeah.
So it'll probably be out by the time this episode comes out, which is perfect. Yeah, we'll put the link. We'll put the link in YouTube
that'd be
or whatever.
awesome.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Room for Rent, where we talk about people and their crazy roommate or like cohabitating stories. Yeah. So you told me that you have some.
Yes, I have a couple,
and I want to hear them.
Yeah.
So pick the juiciest one first.
I'll pick. Should I pick?
I tend to ask people like crazy questions in between to just like get deeper into the story, and sometimes we really have moments of enlightenment.
Yeah. I think I have two that are pretty funny and crazy. One that was college, and then another that is like living when I first moved out to LA.
Okay.
So
start with the college one, because I feel like it's a good
time thing.
Yeah. So tell us, like, set the scene. Like, tell us where you went to school.
Okay, cool.
The year. Like, I love the nitty gritty details, because that's where we really uncover things.
Yeah. So actually, I went to school in Ohio University. I went there to run, and I ran cross country and track there. So I went from Long Island to Ohio. Mm-hmm. I didn't know anybody there, and when I this is a funny So when I moved out there, the running team, we would stay in this big house, this Victorian style house together.
That's cool.
And it was a pretty neat place. Mm-hmm. Like it was very it felt like Animal House for runners.
Oh, love that.
Yeah. So
very
it was like
fratty.
Yeah, we would it was definitely a frat house, but like for runners. Yeah. So
did you guys talk in like Victorian era?
No, never like that.
I don't know what that would be, but
we would drink a lot, and we would have giant running house parties. So when we would go to college meets and we would drive out there, when you're on a D1 sort of team, your coach will give you, not to brag, but it's running, so it's not a real sport. I'm weak, I'm a weak man. The coach gives us meal money. Okay. And when I first moved out there and lived at this Victorian style house, it was 10 of us in the place, all of the runners. And the team captain would go around the bus and take 50% of your meal money for the weekend. And then I was like, oh, what's this for? And he's like, oh, it's for a kegger.
That's funny.
So we would be starving when we would go run, But we all lived in this house, and I lived on the first floor. And the place was cool for parties, but it was awful in terms of living. The cockroaches at this place were as big as your thumb, your full thumb.
I mean, my thumb's not that big. Was it like?
They were huge. They were the big ones you see on the sidewalks out in LA, the big.
Oh no!
American.
Those were in the house.
Yeah, and.
Were you big spoon or little spoon with the cockroaches?
I hated them because I was I was on the first floor, and one time I brought my girlfriend home to to hook up with her, like you do. And I opened the door, and when I turn on the lights to go in her room, I see one of these giant, 3 of them, huge, and I didn't want her to see them. So I pushed her out of the room and took my shoe and just smashed all 3 of them.
What are you doing? Is this a weird initiation ritual before we hook up?
Well, did
she figure out what you were doing?
Yeah, she did, because you could hear when you would kill them, it would make it sound like you were taking a bite out of an apple. Yeah, it was
they're hard to kill.
They are hard.
You probably broke a floorboard just trying to kill them with your shoe. That's crazy.
But
and she stayed, and you were successful with
we dated for 10 months, but
wow, she must have really thought you were a man the way you killed those cockroaches. You must have killed them. She's like, that's hot.
Yeah. And then I was just but one time I found one in my running shoe and killed it in the running shoe, and it was my bare foot inside.
Your foot was already in the shoe?
I didn't know there was a giant cockroach in there when I was living at this place, and I put my shoe on and I screamed so loud. But this place was dirty. There was so much
Obviously, cockroaches don't hang out in clean places.
Well, it gets worse. It was a really old house, and it had bats. And every year around, it was like the fall when we would move into the place. I had a old fireplace in my room, and the bats would come out of the fireplace.
Oh my God, you're living in a horror film.
Yeah.
How many years did you live there?
It was 3.5, so I stayed one summer. But
do you know, like, if I was in college and I lived in a place like that, and I called my parents and I was like, "Hey, I live amongst cockroaches and bats. Like, it's no big deal." They'd be like, "You're coming home. You're transferred."
Yeah.
Like, did you tell your parents?
No, because it was the rent was cheap and the parties and living with my team was super fun. So there was like.
So you didn't complain to your parents. You were just
No,
like, "That's pretty cool." Like,
the bats were scary though. Like one of my teammates who lived on the second floor caught the bat flying around with a bag, like a shopping bag, and then let it outside. So it was like flying, and he.
Oh my God! Can you imagine if you lived there when COVID happened? Because COVID came from bats, right?
Yeah.
That's like one of the theories.
Well, I have a crazy. I mean, it's a story about catching a bat, and but anyway, we have to get back to the.
I think we need to hear that. Is it about living at this place and
it's
catching
about
a bat?
living at this place and catching a bat, but it doesn't involve like a crazy roommate. I could
That's
talk.
okay. No, you can tell it anyway. You've already set the scene.
Okay, and then I'll talk about like living with my crazy roommates.
We'll get into it. We have time, baby.
Yeah, we have time. So at this college, there was like, I don't know, did you go to like a college?
I went to a state college.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So did it have like one of those streets where there's like college bars
Yes.
on like, okay.
Yes.
So that like it was like a brick road, like 18 bars. And one time I was blacked out and like browned out. So I still knew
Where
all
you were.
the shenanigans I was getting into. And there was a injured baby bat on the side of the road, and all these kids were like looking at these college kids, and I picked it up and like in my bare hands, and these guys were like fighting and they were like beating the shit out of each other in like this alley, and they pushed me and the bat fell on my hands. I was like, what the fuck, you're gonna hurt this bat.
Oh my God.
And I started pushing like one of them because I felt bad for the bat, and then I brought it back, and these girls that outside this bar that were like goth were like, hey, they were like punk. They were like, is that a bat? I was like, felt bad for this injured bat. And they were like, I was like, yeah, it is. And they were like, bring it into this bar.
We wanted you to stay on.
Yeah, so I brought it to the bar with them. And
you're just sitting in there with a bat in the bar at a table?
It was on my shoulder, and I was drinking a beer.
Do you have pictures of this?
I wish I did. They were on like the old college like group me I was in, but and then I brought it back.
That would be amazing if you had those.
Yeah,
like I would post those with this podcast episode.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
And then I brought the bat back to my apartment. And
you're like, maybe he can make friends because I already live amongst.
And I, built it a cage with a leaf in there, and as I was drunk, and then the bat escaped, and it was flying overnight, and then it was in the house for
how long?
For the year, and
he never found his way out.
Well, it did. The next year, it came out of the fireplace again.
Oh my God!
Yeah. So
did you name him?
No, I should have named him, but all that time it was in
COVID-19.
That was before COVID, but yeah,
I know, but you could have
you can get rabies from bats. So
bats carry a lot of.
So I was carrying this thing the whole.
Oh my God! Well, it was
night.
a baby bat. Maybe he didn't have the experience.
Of
rabies.
COVID. Yeah, didn't go to Wuhan, but
wild. Was it? I've never held a bat or anything. What is that like? Is it just like holding a bird?
It is, but instead of like tweeting and like it opens its mouth and goes, and then you could see it's like
fangs,
like little teeth, like fangs, like sharp
Were
teeth.
they like fruit bats or like?
It was like a little,
pretty big.
Yeah, it was a little bat, and
oh my God.
Yeah, it would hiss at me, and like as I was trying to like take care of it. Luckily, I saved it, but I was drunk, so.
I mean, you're a hero, I guess.
Yeah.
PETA would think you were a hero, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because there's a good ending where,
crazy.
I
saved a hummingbird recently, kind of not similar situation, but like I held it. It was on my finger. Like yours was on your shoulder, mine was on my finger, and I was like, I can't believe I'm holding a hummingbird. This is crazy, because he'd hit a window.
Oh wow!
And then I mouthed off to this guy. It was like gonna step on him.
Really?
Oh,
Did it fly away eventually?
Eventually he did. Like he kind of like came to.
Oh,
Cool. Like I think he was concussed or something. But I was sitting right outside my door at my apartment complex, and this British guy came out to like go for his run or whatever. And he's like, it's not really an ideal place to sit, whatever. I was like, I'm trying to save an animal here, dude.
Yeah.
He was like so self-involved. And then he said something else, and I was like, you're a real gem of a human, aren't you? Like, you're just a really good guy. And then he didn't say anything, and I was like, I probably shouldn't have said that, but
no, you saved a beautiful hummingbird.
Yeah.
But
did you guys have a name for the house you lived in? Because with all those creatures, I would have called it
Vic.
The Vic?
Yeah, it's called
not as creative as I would have come up with, but
yeah, there's like 8 of us in a house, and we all got along, but there was this insane thing that happened where it was on April Fool's Day.
Nice.
Yeah, with all of our roommates, where we really basically after that year we didn't get along anymore because there on the 3rd floor there was this shower that how like the door to a shower, like the glass, it went all the way to the top of the ceiling.
Wow.
So we took all from the beer can, me and my friend took all the beer cans that were like, we were going to recycle, and we put them in the shower. And like, since the door was raised all the way to the top, it could, all the beer cans got to the tippy top. So no one could use that shower.
So you like open the door and there's just a wall of beer cans. You can't, couldn't you just kick it in though? Couldn't you just be like, fuck these beer cans? And like, okay.
You could, but my roommate got super, super pissed about it. Like super pissed where he was to tears because of like
men crying. No way.
Yeah,
no way.
Of this like mess that was in his shower. Right. So, what he decided to do was one up us where they just put like trash in our shower. Like they just ripped trash.
Oh, gross.
And like banana peels and like threw milk all over the bathroom, and it was awful. It smelled bad. That wasn't even a prank.
You're making bats and cockroaches look not so bad now.
I know. There was so much trash in there from it took us like me and my friends that lived on the 2nd floor were super pissed about it. We decided to one up them again, and my roommates told me, hey, you should shit in their sink.
So did you? You did.
I did.
Oh my God.
Went to the 3rd floor where they all lived, and I shit in their sink.
Oh.
And it was like a huge college shit. And
what is a huge college shit? It was like you had oatmeal for breakfast?
I mean, we ran our long run.
You take smaller shits now as a post-college adult?
I mean, yeah, I was at the, because I ran cross country, I would eat so many calories.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what is it? I've never heard. Is that a category on Pornhub? Huge college shit.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And they got super pissed about that, and then they shit in our sink.
Oh, gross. Who cleans this? Like,
we have to.
But did you have to go clean your own shit, or did they clean your shit and then you clean somebody else's shit? The amount of times I've already said shit in the last 30 seconds.
Well, it was like we kept one-upping each other because we got so angry at each other. Because we were all teammates and like best friends, but we were like so mad that like one prank became what I thought was fun. They thought was too much, and then they threw the trash in, and then we were so pissed we just shit in their sink.
It's so gross.
And they shit in our sink, and then
women would never. I just want to women might be gross, but we're not that gross.
Yeah, but then we had this other roommate the same day that was living with us who would play this prank on my other roommate who was a friend of mine, and he would tell him all year, I'm fucking your dad. He would just say, I'm fucking your dad. God. And
people say that to me about my mom. Male comics like to come up to me and say that.
Yeah, right. But my friend he believed it.
What is wrong with these people? They're not very smart.
He was a little like a little bit what's
Stupid.
the word? Yeah, but he's great. He's a really good friend of mine. But he believed that this guy's dad was fucking his like 25-year-old.
The amount of laughter that you're trying to push out of your body right now, like reminiscing on this, is funny to me.
Yeah, it was funny because like I just imagined, because my friend was 25 and like a ginger, and this dude's dad was like 72.
I think you need to bring that back. You need to start going up to people at comedy shows and be like, "I'm fucking your dad."
Yeah, but he believed it.
Oh my
God. I'm just imagining this 25-year-old.
Had they ever met each other's? Like, had the guy met the other guy's dad? Because like, if he'd never met him and he believed it, it's like, I've never even met your dad, bro. Like, how do you think? My dad lives in New York. Like, that's.
But
funny.
yeah, he believed him, and he was so mad. And my friend goes, since I'm not gonna say his name. Since Jeff I'll still call him Jeff. Since Jeff is fucking my dad, I'm gonna like
I'm gonna fuck his mom.
He said I'm gonna take a shit on him. So that same day, that was April Fool's Day.
Yeah,
where all the shit was
this
going
all
on.
happened in one day. The beer wall, all the way to shitting in the sink, was on one day. Oh my God!
But this happened before. I took the shit, right? It's happened before all the shit. My friend goes, the one that believed, right, that Jeff was fucking his dad. Mm-hmm. He goes, I'm gonna take a shit on him. So he decided to take a shit in a paper bag. Ooh. And then write "Happy Birthday, Jeff" on it.
Oh my God.
But he took a shit in the toilet bowl and didn't take a shit in the bag. So like,
are you crying right now? You're laughing so hard.
Because I haven't talked like, because he took a shit. Like, he decided to take a shit in the toilet bowl and not in the bag, like not a dry shit, right?
Right.
Like, so it
very important.
Very important. You have to do one step before the other. And so he like scooped out the wet shit and then put it in
my God.
the paper bag. And then when he wasn't like looking, Jeff, the guy, that he thought his dad was being fucked by this guy. Yeah. He goes, I'm gonna put it in his room. So he opens up his dresser drawer and then puts the bag in there that just says "Happy Birthday." And it was April Fool's Day, so I don't know. It wasn't even his birthday.
Awful. This episode, I can already tell you, is going to get pulled down on YouTube.
Really?
No, I mean, maybe. It seems.
Oh shit!
No,
really?
no. I didn't mean to do it to scare you. I'm just like, this feels like a lot for the YouTube community, but I love it. No.
So he put the bag
in the dresser.
In the dresser.
I'm just trying to like come to terms with what's going on here.
So he put the bag in the dresser, and then that was before any of the like crazy April Fool's Day happens. And then Jeff, the guy who had the shit bag in his dresser, didn't know about it. We're cleaning up the bathroom, right? After and he was like, man, I don't want anyone to fuck with my stuff. And then he locked his door and he didn't know.
There's just like flaming shit.
Yeah.
That's so gross. He didn't smell it?
He just locked his door. And then we're all like, eventually it all calms down after we put the beer cans in their bathroom.
Yeah.
They throw the trash in our bathroom.
Yeah.
I one up them and take the shit, and then they take the shit in our sink.
Thank you for reminiscing that so quickly. Yes.
And then we all cleaned up together. Right, we're all cleaning up the bathroom with the.
Did you guys have to be like, okay, truce, like nobody do anything else?
Yeah,
like,
we kind of were like
swear.
that. Yeah, we're like,
that's funny.
And we're all like couldn't stand each other at this point, like living with each other, and we're cleaning up the mess in the bathroom. And then I was like, yeah, you guys just threw trash in our bathroom. Ours was like an actual prank that like took some thought. Like we took the recycled cans and stacked them neatly.
Yeah. Theirs was like an angry toddler.
Yeah. And then one of my friends who lived with us was like, what? And he got upset about it, like that I said
you
that.
Criticized his prank?
He got so mad.
What did you think about my April Fool's Day prank? Wow.
And then he like started to cry because he was.
So now we're up to two men crying.
Yeah. Well, it's the same
Oh, okay. We have one crybaby.
And then he goes, well, at least I didn't tell Noah to take a shit in his dresser drawer. And then that was to Jeff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then he's like, wait, what? There's a shit in my dresser drawer? And he unlocks his drawer, his room, and pulls out the bag that says happy birthday
Oh my
on
God.
it.
And is the shit just like soaked through the bag at this point? I need the full visual.
He was like,
Don't eat during this podcast episode.
yeah, don't eat. He goes, there's shit on my clothes. What is this? He got so mad. And then he basically knew because somebody told him who did it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm using a fake name. Oh, Noah did it.
Yeah. I don't care if you use a fake name.
I'm using a fake. And then Jeff knocks on Noah's room and goes, is this yours?
Oh.
It's like leaking onto the floor.
That's so gross.
Is this yours? And then Noah doesn't say anything. And then Jeff just winds up and throws the bag at his face.
Did it hit his face?
Yeah, it hit him. Did
he get his own shit all over his face?
I don't know.
You didn't see it happen?
I didn't see it happen because I was scared. I ran downstairs.
That's like better than Jackass in some ways.
Yeah.
Like I don't think Steve-O would have gone for that. That's amazing. So then what happened after that?
We got super mad at each other for like.
Nobody like fought though? Like there was no like punches? I would
we didn't.
punch somebody if they threw my own shit at my face or if somebody put shit in my like that. Yeah. There's so many situations and everything you said were like that. I would punch somebody for that. I would punch somebody for that.
Yeah. But we hated each other for like 2 to 3 weeks, like living with each other. Couldn't like.
And the trust kind of goes. That's the trouble with pranks. It's like you can't trust it. If you're living in a house with 8 people and you can't trust any of them, it's like now you're members of ISIS or something. Where you're like, who's the suicide bomber?
Yeah. We were very like on like pins and needles.
Oh my God.
Eventually, we were able to like love each other again, but it took. It took some healing.
Was there like a moment where you're like, okay, I think we're good now, guys? Like, I think we've made
I'm
it
trying
through.
To think. It definitely took like, guess it took until like the next
year
big party.
Oh, okay.
Like
where everybody kind of gets drunk and gets over it. Or yeah. Did you guys do like family dinners and stuff like that?
We did.
We all ate together. That's fun. That's the one fun thing about like living in a house with people when you're young like that is that there's always a couple people who know how to cook.
Yeah.
And then everybody always wants to eat. And then like when you can eat together and it's fun. Like you feel like there's no worries in the world because you're like in college and like you don't know how to cook.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, it was fun. It was, I feel like there were moments where I probably was the bad roommate. Like I feel like definitely moments at living in this house where I was the bad roommate.
Well, if I was living with you and you brought a bat home, that would automatically make you the bad roommate.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, I don't know what
maybe what I'm saying is basically, I'm kind of an idiot. Like there are moments in that house too where I'm kind of really dumb. Like one of my roommates, because it was Ohio, he had a legal firearm in the house. And I'm just stupid. I didn't know it was a real gun.
Oh
I thought it was like a toy.
Oh no.
And I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, I was like, what is this? And I started pointing it at people's face.
And they're like, whoa.
And they were like, they would not.
Was it a big gun or a little?
It was a shotgun.
Oh, shit.
I thought it was fake for some reason. I have no idea.
Oh my God.
I'm so dumb.
Was it loaded when you were doing that?
It was loaded with a safety on, like one of those, there's like this weird safety thing.
So when you did that, were people like, hey, dude, like, that's a real gun. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Just walking through the house.
Yeah, I had no idea. I was like walking everywhere with it, thinking it was like a fun toy. I was holding a real shotgun and like pointing it at people. And then they were like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, and they were like, they wouldn't let it go for like months. I was like, I had no idea. I thought it was fake.
You ignorant asshole. Yeah, that's funny. Were there any like? I mean, the April Fool's thing is funny, but do you have pet peeves from living with people that you may have learned during that time? Where you're like, okay, if I live with somebody now, like they can't do X, like they can't shit in my dresser.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Or like, what bugs you?
I mean,
cohabitating with people.
Yeah, cohabitating with people. I mean, I guess the worst.
Like, are you a clean person?
I'm a clean person.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm kind of a germaphobe actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
COVID must have been a hard time for you.
No, I'm not
No.
like germaphobe like that. I'm just like particular.
Oh,
it's not
okay.
like germaphobe.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, give me an example.
What's like a really good example? I'm trying to think.
Like, is everything in your bathroom on the sink, like, put away? Like, is everything put away? Or
I have to throw out my
out
toothbrush like every week.
every week?
Yeah, like every week or two, I get a new one because I don't like
What?
Yeah, I don't know. That's like a weird.
I mean, I have an electric toothbrush.
I don't use an electric toothbrush. I just keep throwing out
That's
like
crazy. I mean, I guess a regular well, I mean, I feel like they all get gross.
Yeah,
but
I'm trying to think of.
Don't they say you're supposed to switch them out like every 3 months or something? Every time these conversations come up on this podcast, I realize that I don't do things as frequently as I should. I had Malik B on, and I was saying that I wash my towels that I shower with once a week, and he was like, "You're disgusting."
That's not that bad. Once a week.
I think that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I have like 20 towels, but I will use them and use them for like 3 to 4 days, so and then they become like the floor towel for a little bit to like. Dry up,
mop. They become the mop.
They become the mop.
So you switch your toothbrush out.
I'm trying to think of other weird.
Is your toothpaste cap is it messy? Do you have toothpaste like around it? Does it look gross? No,
but I'm trying to think of like weird I mean, living with bugs like I will never live with like cockroaches ever again. Like
that's probably
that
a good choice.
And for after living at that place, I would have like PTSD when I would like turn on a light and then there would be like lint or something, and I would just like assume it's like a giant.
Oh yeah, I found a silverfish in my bed last night, and I was like, "What are you doing in here? You're supposed to be on the wall, like where I can't reach you." Yeah, or the sink or in the lights. Like, why are you in my bed? And he was actually silver. They're not always silver, and that one was. And I was like, "You've been eating too good. I don't know. It's time for you to die."
Yeah, and then when I moved to LA, I felt I lived in a place with 5 people in a 2-bedroom apartment.
What part of town?
Lincoln Heights. No, not Lincoln Heights.
I thought you were going to say Lancaster, and I was like,
no, not Lancaster. It was what was it?
Where Lincoln Heights
Alhambra.
Oh, Jesus.
Alhambra.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was the bad roommate then because I lived in the living room on a blow-up mattress.
Oh wow! And how much were you paying in rent?
$300.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was like living in but my blow-up mattress had a hole in it, and I would fill it up every night.
Yeah, and then you wake up and it's deflated.
Yeah, and I would have back. I'd be like, But that place was really badly infected with cockroaches, but the small ones, and you would open up the coffee maker, what is the thing with the little cups in it?
Oh, an espresso or Keurig or one of those.
One time I made coffee and then opened up the thing to put a new thing in it, and 10 small cockroaches came out of where the water is, and I
That's like the guy that plays the bug in Men in Black.
Yeah.
Where he's like at the counter and they just come crawling out. Oh.
But there were so many, and we tried everything to kill them, and then I would take one of my roommate's tasers. She had a taser, and she hated me after this because she didn't. I would tase the cockroaches.
Oh, that's awesome!
I just, take her.
That's amazing.
Her pink taser when she wasn't home, and just go to town on the cockroaches. And
what noise does it make when you tase a cockroach?
They actually light on fire a little bit.
Why don't you make a movie out of that?
Yeah, right?
We're here tasing cockroaches today. I would pay to see that.
Yeah. But
we can do that. We can make that happen.
Yeah, we should.
We really should. There's probably cockroaches in here. No offense, the third wheel, but
they
didn't on Cahuenga.
I feel like those roommates, because they all I don't think those roommates liked me, and I felt like I was a bad roommate then because they all moved in together. They said, "Hey, we're gonna end the lease." It was a month to month, and they all moved in together. And then I had nowhere to live.
They didn't include you.
Yeah, they didn't include me, and I felt left out. I was like,
were you friends with them?
I was. I moved out from Ohio with them. I was the only one that they didn't include in
Do you still talk to them?
No.
How long ago was this? How long have you lived in LA?
Like 6 years, 7 years ago.
Oh my God! And you don't even know if they're still in town or anything?
Well, no, I know they're in town, and I've tried to catch up with them.
Why do you think they don't like you anymore?
I don't know. Maybe they thought I was like a weird.
What
dude
about
to
your
live in.
personality is unlikable?
I don't think so. I think
You
I'm
don't
pretty
think
nice.
anything?
I think I'm pretty nice. I mean, I don't know. I don't think
I
I'm.
mean, I don't know. I mean, I know you, but I don't know you like well enough to be like critical of your life.
Yeah. No, I just think maybe they thought I was a weird dude to live with, but I didn't even do much. Like, I just like I'm trying to think.
I mean, you sound like relatively clean.
Yeah.
You sound busy. Like you have always had a job and like trying to get your shit together.
Yeah, maybe they just didn't like. I wonder why they found a 4-bedroom apartment, like a 4-person, like two people could live in each, and they said, hey, they can't have maybe I was just the odd man out, but there was just like I had nowhere to like live, and I didn't know anyone in LA, and I had a small electric car at the time, and I had nowhere to put all of my shit. So I just threw everything out, everything in my apartment. That's
not uncommon though. Like I've
Really?
heard a lot of people doing that where they're like, I don't know what to do with this. I'm just gonna get rid of it.
Yeah,
Like, I don't have room.
Yeah. I had no money.
So did you live in your car for a while?
Yeah, in Burbank for 4 days.
Okay, 4 days is not. I know people have lived in their car for years.
No, it was terrible.
But was it the longest 4 days of your life?
Yeah, it was like because it was this really tiny, smart car looking electric car, and I'm like 6'2".
Yeah.
And I would charge my car at night in like parking lots and like sleep in the car.
Did anything like weird happen?
No, but I kept waking up because I thought somebody was like gonna break in.
Yeah, I mean, I could see you being like, you're a pretty like nice, wholesome guy. I mean that in a good way, where you really shouldn't be out on the street.
Yeah.
Really doesn't belong.
Oh, it was Burbank. It was Burbank.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but still, I mean,
4 days.
Shit goes down in Burbank. I mean,
yeah, it was just weird being in this like small like electric.
Did you have a moment
car.
where you were like, this is my life. I live in my car in Los Angeles. Like, how am I going to get myself out of this? Or were you together enough where you were like, you know what, I'm going to find an apartment. Like, it's just going to take a few days. And so I'm just going to have to be in my car. And,
I was like, I'm going to find it. It's going to take a few days.
Oh,
It's like I had.
You weren't like down and out.
No.
Because if I had to be in my car at this point in my life, I'd be like,
no.
This is not going the way I planned.
I just didn't have an apartment at the time. So I was like, and then I would like.
Did you have a job at the time?
Yeah, I was an intern or something.
Oh, okay.
And then, I was like living in my car for a couple of days, and I would like go to different places to like find apartments, and I would go to like, I would go on Craigslist to find apartments because someone that told me that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. Especially back then, like 6
that
years
was the
ago.
thing.
Yeah, it was different. Yeah.
And I remember this one that I went to in Burbank to like. This guy said on the Craigslist ad, yeah, I'm a single dad, sorry, he didn't say I'm a single dad. Fuck, no, he said I'm just a guy,
man-seeking man.
So yeah, fuck. No, he said must be okay with children playing an area, and then by that he meant when I went there, he was a single father of like 4 children.
Oh my God.
And then, he was like, yeah, you'd live here. And there was like a crib in the room that I would be.
So you'd have to share a room with an infant? Like, who's your roommate? Oh, just an infant. Somebody else's kids, not mine.
Yeah, it was really weird. It was basically his 2-bedroom apartment. And he was definitely like a super closeted gay man with 4 kids from like a previous marriage that didn't
but they were his children. They weren't
children.
Like, I thought you were going to tell me you got over there and there was like some pedophile who's got kids kidnapped, like R. Kelly's over there. Like, hey man, you got to keep it on the DL, but like you're going to be sharing a room with one of my girls.
cohabitants.
Jesus. But you didn't live with him.
No, but he had me fill out the application on his couch while they were watching SpongeBob.
But were you thinking that seriously about it? That you're like, I'll fill out the application and see if I pass the background check to live with these children.
I felt bad. I wanted to be friendly. I wanted to like fill out I was there.
You should have just been like, you know what? I'm going to think about it. Like,
yeah, I felt bad because one of the kids was like looked at me as I was leaving. I was like, "Are you gonna be our new roommate?" And then
he said that. The kid said that. Like, I'm gonna be your new daddy.
Come live with me.
Oh my God.
Ever...
That's great. That's like, what a horrible situation to put young children in, though.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Let's have this random man in Los Angeles come and live with us.
Yeah.
That's awful. Did the guy like try to hit on you at all?
No, but he was definitely like, he looked like Prince.
Oh my God.
Like...
Maybe it was Prince. Maybe Prince is still alive and he's living in Burbank in an apartment with 4 young children. Prince is fine, you guys.
Yeah, he looked just like Prince now that I think about it.
I wish you need to take pictures when these things happen to you so that you can come on podcast and be like, you know what, I got a picture I can show you.
Yeah, I wish.
Oh my God. You have some good visuals.
Yeah, he was. Did you ever do that? Did you ever
live with Prince and 4 children? No, I haven't actually.
or look at a place on Craigslist and like show up and it was like basically, hey, this is.
I'm a woman. I'm a single woman. That's not safe for people like us.
Yeah, you're right. Why was I going into random apartments?
Because you're a man. Like, you probably get yourself out. Like, my parents. But
look at me. I'm still like, I could be cooler.
You were a runner in college. You're fine.
Yeah.
When I moved to LA, my parents were like, you need to live in Westwood. Westwood is safe. That's where UCLA is. And like, UCLA is a safe place. And I didn't really know LA. And so I was like, okay, so that's where I looked.
Yeah.
And then I found, and it like at the time it was cool. Like, I even got a gym membership at the UCLA gym, the students gym and stuff like that. I didn't make any friends because that's not really my style.
Yeah. You just seem like the type that likes to make.
I don't talk to people. That's why I have a podcast. So actually, no. So I was always in a position of like, I'm a pretty cautious person. Like, if I walked into the situation you walked into with Prince and 4 children, I think I would go, this is really nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to go. Like, I'm just going to go. Like, I got a phone call. Like, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
I'm not as nice as you.
Yeah, it was, yeah. And then he called me back and I was like, no, I'm still interested now. Because I'm too nice now.
Yeah. But did you say like, no, thank you? Like, I found a place or something?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
But now that I think about it, I know why I think those people from OU didn't like my school, didn't like me. I pulled a prank on one of them. In
the place you were living in LA.
Yeah.
Oh, you shit
Lincoln
in their
Heights.
sink again?
No. We were living in Alhambra. I would like cut my own hair because I was like a penny pincher, and I would save and I gave myself a really bad haircut, and then I was like, oh fuck, I gotta go get a haircut. I went to get a haircut at a salon.
Okay.
I won't say the name of the salon because it's still open.
Okay, good to know.
We
don't want to send any business there, apparently. We don't want to plug this place.
But because it's insane what I'm about to tell you.
Well, that's par for the course of this episode, so it's fine.
So yeah, just got this is his name and the guy's name because I said the guy's name and he's Facebook friends with me for some weird reason. But the door said open, but it was locked, and the guy came to the door, and he was this big Italian guy, and he goes, "Oh, come in," and I was like, "Why would I just?" I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
And he like,
you're like, "Am I in the mob now? Like, what's going on?"
So I go in, it says open, and he goes,
and there's a poker game in the back. Yeah.
Well, he had a very flamboyant voice.
Okay.
But, like it was like. It didn't fit him. It was like weird. It felt like it was from The Sopranos, but with like a West Hollywood.
The closeted gay guys really know how to find you in LA. What's going on?
I'm a victim. I feel like I'm a victim. like straight man that want to get not straight men, like closeted gay guys that want like their first.
They want a little piece.
They want a piece of a straight.
Okay, so you go in.
Go in, and then he locks the door again. Yeah, go in, and it's just a salon. There's a kid with his mom on the waiting to get their haircut, and I noticed there's crucifixes all on the walls, and I'm sitting there waiting, and I go up next and he goes, "You want some popcorn?" And he pulls out a popcorn maker.
Oh my God.
I'm like, sure. So I'm eating popcorn while he's cutting my hair, which is the oddest thing to do.
It is. It's not odd in the sense of like very odd, but you would just never put two and two together, like ever.
Eating and consuming finger food. But he basically said, this is when I was about to move out of the place. And he's like, oh, if you're ever down and out, you can live here with me. I built an apartment back here.
Oh, damn.
And there was actually a separate room in the salon that was an apartment. And he goes, yeah, there's people that always come here and live here when they're down and out. And he would tell me stories about...
Did he know that you were down and out, or he took one look at you and was like, this guy needs my help? Like...
I don't know, but he would tell me the stories of the guys they were all guys. He told me 3 stories about gentlemen that lived back there. And I swear to God, all 3 of them joined the military after living there. They would all be like, oh yeah, like he lived here for 2 months and now he's in the Navy. Like, oh yeah, he lived here and now he's in the Army. And it was that's a red flag.
Yeah, or maybe he's just turning people into the Village People one by one. He's a cop now. Like, he's a Native American guy, whatever. Yeah. I don't even know who's in the Village. Isn't there like a Native American dude in the Village People?
Oh yeah, maybe.
Isn't it like we turned him into a native guy?
Yeah, we got him. But then he was cutting my hair, and he would tell me about how he told me about how one time he was at the gym, and one time this man, he was cutting my, I don't know why he would tell me this, but he was like, oh yeah, one time a man he put his penis in my face while I was in the gym bathroom, and then he looked in the mirror of the barbershop, and you know how stared, you could see him, and he goes, it always has to be consensual, Kurt. And he was staring at me.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was really insane. Really.
Do you think this guy was out?
I don't know, but the kid left at that point with his mom.
Yeah, I would think they left when that was said, or before that was said.
Left right when that was. He's like,
it always has to be consensual, and the mom's like, we gotta go.
And I was
gripping the chair this is taking a turn.
Yeah.
I'm not.
So I was the last.
And nothing like a rapey barber to really give you a good cut.
Yeah. But I was the last haircut of the day, and he basically was closing up, and I was standing there, and it was a good haircut. But then he was like, oh yeah, since you're the last haircut of the day, can you drive me to the train station? I don't have a car. And I felt so bad for him that I drove him to the train station.
You're too nice.
I know. But I drove him with all 4 windows down. And then...
Wait, why?
Because if he would grab me, I could scream. And somebody could hear.
You're sorry, when we're in my car, the windows are always down.
Yeah, just in case. But I drove.
He didn't ask you why the windows were down?
No.
If I'm in somebody's car, especially on a freeway in LA, and the windows are down, I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. He was an insane person. So
it's interesting the things you do to try to protect yourself. Yeah. I don't know if I agree or disagree. It's just interesting.
Yeah. So I drove him because I'm nice, and I basically why I think my roommate hates me is because I recommended this guy as a barber and then sent my friend there without
as a prank.
And I think he had an awful experience. He didn't tell me about it.
He had to drive the guy to the metro station afterwards. Yeah. And he didn't keep the windows rolled down.
And he was molested by this large barber.
God.
Yeah.
You're friends with this guy on Facebook. Oh my God.
Yeah, this barber. But yeah.
Did you ever go back?
No, but I would
it's funny. I was just there earlier today.
Yeah.
That's the kind of person you are. He's you would keep
friendly.
going back to somebody for something like that out of just guilt. You're I don't like this, but I feel like I got to do it.
I got to do it
if I want to get into heaven.
Speaking of heaven, he was overtly, extremely Catholic, which was funny. And he got basically after my haircut, he was like, "Oh yeah, I get all my patients, clients phone numbers, and I remind them every time they need a haircut." So I gave him his phone number.
And then I sent him a dick pic.
But
I remind him I need a haircut with 8 inches.
Yeah. So
is your hair this long? Is your hair this long.
Yeah, Kurt, you need to keep coming back for haircuts, even though you just came, so I can fuck you hard, so I can fuck the shit out of you. Yeah, this but it felt like that because he overly did like felt like he liked me, but after
You just think everybody likes you, don't you? Like,
I mean.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
You're like, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was
Are you hot right now? Are you okay?
Yeah, but right
hot and
after the haircut, he actually texted me right when I got back to my apartment.
I was like, you got to come in for another haircut.
I swear to God, he texted. I think I might still have the text. The text was like, Kurt, thank you so much for coming in today. And then I guess while I got a haircut from him, he was like, I told him about how sometimes I put honey on my popcorn.
I didn't know what you were going to, I think you were going to be like, sometimes I put honey on my dick. And then that would be
if I
a gateway for him. I'd be like, woo.
Yeah, honey. Oh yeah. But I told him I put honey on my popcorn just for small talk there. And then he goes, I'm trying honey on I swear to God, I'm trying honey on my popcorn right now. And I'm thinking about you. You are my guardian angel. And then he sent me a picture of like an angelic guardian angel. And then it's like, I'll text you in a month when it's time for your cut.
Oh my God. And you're like, thanks so much. I'm joining the Marines. Yeah. Like the haircuts you have to get in the military are more trustworthy than what the guy's giving you. Oh my God. So which branch of the military did you consider after going to see him?
The Navy.
Oh, okay.
The Navy. Yeah,
I mean, the Air Force probably would have been my recommendation. Yeah. But dang. Maybe the guy that had the 4 kids lived in the back there with him.
Yeah.
That was the callback I was thinking of the entire time you were telling the story. I was like, actually, Prince lives back there.
Yeah, with him, with his 4 kids. All of those 4 kids. But I think one of the reasons my roommates at this place didn't like me was I sent my friend at the time, my roommate, to this guy as a joke. And it was like, oh, yeah, it's a great place to get your hair cut. Go ahead, you'll enjoy it. It was probably an awful experience.
Oh my God.
With this psychopath with locking his doors and that's
so funny. That's like I've done pranks on people, but then I won't tell them it's a prank. Like to this day, there's somebody that I pulled a prank on, then they don't know.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could tell it to you, but I would have to put it on Patreon. I'm gonna have a Patreon. Okay, I'm gonna cut this moment and put it on Patreon. And I'm gonna tell you because I think you'll like this.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had people have DM'd me before asking for feet pics.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they've offered me a lot of money too.
Really? How much?
Well, apparently I'm at the high end because I looked up like the price range and it can be anywhere from like $10 to $150.
Just for a picture.
And one guy offered me $100 for a picture and wanted 2, so it would have been $200.
Wow.
And then he wanted, and I was like, I don't think so.
Do you get an invoice for that? Is that W-2?
No, he was just going to Venmo.
Oh.
And then another guy was like, if you send a picture of your feet with your face in it, which you're not supposed to do, like you're supposed to leave it anonymous. He's like, I'll send you $500. And I was like,
wow.
How do you have $500 just laying around to spend on somebody's feet?
Yeah.
Like, can you, like, that'd be like if you spent $500 on porn, basically.
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah.
I don't understand why, there's still, like,
you can just go out on the street. There's homeless people with no shoes on. Just go jerk off to that, dude.
Yeah.
It's probably hot. I don't know.
Yeah, that's not what I never got about these people that pay for, like, the premium brazzers or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, are you living in, like, 1943? Where, like,
I need this all to myself. I need the exclusive.
It all looks the same.
Or like the people that click the like pop-up ads where it's like, get off in 30 seconds or less. And it's like, huh?
Yeah, if you're paying for premium, don't you want to get off in a minute?
Yeah. Don't you want to last a little longer?
Yeah, then
I don't know.
That's
not really my jam.
Porn's
porn's not.
Yeah, I'm gonna make all I talk about on stand-up is no. I'm just.
Oh, so you and everybody else in LA?
Yeah, I'm just joking.
You don't. You have funny jokes.
Yeah.
So that could be why your roommates don't talk to you anymore.
Yeah, sending this to a barbershop.
What's funny is if the guy that got the bad haircut just goes around and tells everybody else, do not trust Kurt. He sent me to hell and back. And then they're all like, yeah, you're right. Like, it'd be funny.
Yeah.
Like, you never got a chance to earn your keep, really. Like, they just throw you off. One bad haircut.
I think he also, because it took him like a couple of weeks to get a haircut, and I was always checking in like to my roommate, hey, you get your haircut yet? Because I really wanted to know if like he went to go see this guy.
So did you ever go to the guy again? Or was he just constantly texting you for 2 months like, hey, buddy, you got to come in for this cut?
Yeah, he texted me once, happy Thanksgiving, and, and time for a cut. You're
like, I'm just getting into the stuffing here. And he's like, yeah, me too.
Yeah, the haircuts were really good, but the service was insane. We're like,
crazy.
You would...
I'm surprised you didn't go back, because you're, again, the kind of person you're like, oh, the haircut's pretty good. Like, I can sit through the trauma of getting my haircut by this guy.
Because I left out of Alhambra after that, and then that's when I was like living in my car for a couple of days, looking for like a new place to live, and then I moved to I found a place on Craigslist from in Los Feliz, and I had like a couple of roommates, and I stayed at the same place for like 5 years. I have one more funny, crazy roommate story if you want to hear it about college.
Is it quick?
It's quick.
Very
quick.
Let's do it. I just want to say, though, that like I think your karma got realigned when you gave that guy a ride to the train station, because if you ended up with a better roommate situation after that, like, your karma was good.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I got a price-protected place in Los Feliz, prime real estate.
See,
That's
there
nice,
you go.
you
Yeah,
know?
that's amazing.
And
okay,
then,
tell us the quick story.
Okay.
Yeah.
My first... when I first moved, in my first roommate in college, he was really excited for me to live in the place. And he's like, "Oh, I've been living in a two bedroom room, not 2-bedroom, like a room for 2 people. I'm gonna reorganize the place so it's good for 2 people." And he moved the bunk bed in the middle of the room, so it was like basically, like, I felt like you just put a bunk bed right in a square. So it was just like the room was a moat at the but I was so tired my first night living with him that I was like, all right, whatever, I'll just sleep on the top. But there was only a safety rail on one side of the bunk bed, and I rolled over my sleep and fell off the bunk bed and slammed my head on his desk, knocking his computer off, hit the concrete, and I had to go to like the urgent care on campus, because
so that's what's wrong with you.
I said to that roommate at the time, we have to move. Like, I was bleeding from my head, and I was like, we're moving this bunk bed tomorrow. And he was like, yeah, okay.
Oh my God. But a little overzealous there with the living conditions for you.
Yeah, it was.
Did he think he was going to impress you?
I don't know.
You were in college?
Yeah, he thought like...
He's like, you know what would be a good idea? You know what's really going to get Kurt to live with me for a long time? Putting this bunk bed in the middle of the room.
Yeah, he thought that was the best. But the only reason I was like... the 2 desks were like on the walls where you couldn't... It was so weird.
Was it a dorm room?
It was a dorm room. Okay. So the floor was like concrete. God. Not concrete. It was
it's like hard linoleum or whatever.
And I like slammed so hard that I was like bleeding. And it was like, it hurt so bad.
So when you went to the doctor, they're like, what happened? You're like, I fell from a bunk bed. That's probably not the first time they'd heard that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, usually people keep them on the wall, so you really need a safety.
Well, they were probably like, how much did you drink that night? And you're like, I just fell asleep, and that was it.
It rolled out.
Yeah.
And then I woke up halfway through. Yeah, but that was...
That's funny. I don't like bunk beds.
No.
They're not... I don't find them safe. I never had one. I never wanted one. Ugh.
Yeah, they suck.
That's funny. That explains what's wrong with you in general. I think you're still concussed. That's
why I haven't made it.
That's why you had pet bats and cockroaches later on. No, I'm kidding. Well, thanks for coming on the pod.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I think we can have you back sometime.
Oh, sweet.
You're fun. Where can people find you on the internet?
Kurt STEINMULLER on Instagram, and
just your name.
It's just Kurt STEINMULLER.
How do you spell your last name?
STEINMULLER. And then they can look on YouTube on Kurt Gone Wild.
Kurt Gone Wild. Okay, and that's where your short film will be. When it comes out. Okay, cool.
Right.
We'll include the link and
sweet.
Stuff. But what is that noise? I think it's like the electric or something. I don't know. It was like this weird humming noise. Anyways, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
You can find us Room for Rent Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. You can listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and YouTube. And I think that's it. Thanks for tuning in. See ya.
See ya.